Okay, and the chapter is physical world, and we were talking about key points related to gravitational force. Please write key points. Okay, so which are the key points related to gravitational force? Let us understand. So point number one, this force is always attractive. This force is always attractive. So gravitational force will always be attractive force. Remember that. Okay. That means if two particles are there, then force, gravitational force will be attractive force on one particle due to another, and that is true always. So this force is always attractive. Apart from that, please pay attention further. This is a long range force. This is a long range force. Can someone give me example of gravitational force being a long range force? Can you give me some example in which it is proven that yes, gravitational force is a long range force? Anyone? Can you give me some example?
Occurrence of tides.
Huh? Occurrence of tides. Okay. Why tides occur? Why tides occur? Can anyone tell? Because you are saying occurrence of tides. That's why I'm asking you this. Your
Due
answer
to
is
gravitational
correct.
force of the moon.
Huh? Due to the moon. Yes, you are right. Okay. Any other example? Any other example which shows that gravitational force is an attractive force, or sorry, long range force?
Earth moving around
Any?
its axis.
Not its axis. Earth moving around the sun. So the earth is moving around the sun, and it is moving due to gravitational pull of sun. Okay. So sun is exerting gravitational force on earth, and due to that earth is moving around the sun. Same is also true for moon. Moon is moving around the earth due to gravitational pull of earth, due to gravitational pull of earth. So it's a long range force. Point number 3, it is the weakest force in nature. Okay. So out of all the possible forces, there are four fundamental forces. This is the weakest force in nature. All right. Let us move further. It follows inverse square law. It follows inverse square law. It follows inverse square law. Now, what is inverse square law? Let me tell you. You must have observed that F is proportional to 1 upon R square. So, gravitational force is basically proportional to the square of inverse of the distance. Gravitational force is proportional to the inverse of square of distance. That's why you can say that gravitational force is, it follows inverse square law. It follows inverse square law. All right. Next, it is a central force. It is a central force. It is a central force. Now, what is meaning of that? What is meaning of force being central? So, force acting between two objects, acting between two objects will be acting towards the center of the objects. Okay, that is force acting between two objects force acting between two objects acts along the line joining line joining their centers. Line joining their centers. Okay. So the force acting between the two objects acts along the line joining their centers. Okay. So that is the meaning of force being central. Next, it is a conservative force. It is a conservative force. It is a conservative force. Now again a question arises that what is the meaning of a force being conservative? What do we mean by that? When we are saying that force is conservative, what is meaning of that? So please write. There are actually 2-3 definitions of conservative, but let us first write the points and then we'll talk about force being conservative. Okay, so let us first complete all the points. So it's a conservative force. It's a conservative force. Okay, next. It is mediated by graviton. It is mediated by graviton. So basically, scientists assume that graviton is a particle. Scientists assume that graviton is a particle which is responsible for gravitational force. So that's why it is called that it is mediated by graviton. But this is assumption, mind it. Okay. Next, this force does not depend on medium between the masses. This force does not depend on medium between the masses. Okay, this force does not depend on medium between the masses. Now what is meaning of that? So suppose two masses are kept in air. Two masses m1 and m2 are kept in air and some force is acting between them. Let's say force is F0. Now you have kept those masses in water. Force will remain same. If you drop those particles in oil, force will remain same. If you take it to any other place in universe and if you maintain the distance equal, force will remain same. So basically force between the two masses or gravitational force does not depend on medium between the masses. Gravitational force does not depend on medium between the masses. Okay, keep this thing in mind. And number 9, there is no such specific order, but point you should remember. And the next point is this force is responsible for this force is responsible for stability of solar system. This force is responsible for stability of solar system. Okay, so the solar system which we have, this force is responsible for stability of that. All right, All right. So all these planets which are revolving around the sun, whether it is Earth or Mars or Saturn or Jupiter, all these planets, these are revolving around the sun because sun is exerting the gravitational pull. Sun is applying the gravitational force, and due to that force, these all are revolving around the sun. If sun stop exerting the gravitational force, if sun stop exerting the gravitational force, then these planets will stop revolving around the sun, and these will move in a straight line and it will go away. All these planets will go away, saying Tata. All right. So these are revolving around the sun because of gravitational pull, gravitational force. All right. Okay. Okay. So these are the points which you all should remember. Now we are moving towards next force, that is electrostatic force. So please write electrostatic force. That is second force. Electrostatic force. So what is electrostatic force? See, gravitational force was acting between the two objects due to their masses. Electrostatic force acts between two objects due to their charges. So it is the force which acts between, it is the force which acts between, it is the force which acts between two objects. It is the force which acts between two objects due to their charges. Due to their charges. So it is acting due to charge. It is acting due to charge. So if charge is not present on any object, then this force will not act. Then this force will not act. So it is acting due to the charge. So if, please write further, if Q1 and Q2 are 2-point charges, if Q1 and Q2 are 2-point charges kept at separation R, kept at separation R, and capital F is electrostatic force. Capital F is electrostatic force acting between them. Acting between them, then. So what you can write? First of all, draw the diagram. So you have two charges. Let me use a different color. So one is Q1, other one is Q2, and the separation is R. And the separation is R. So what you can write? F is proportional to Q1 into Q2. That means force between the two charges is proportional to product of the two charges. So F is proportional to Q1 and Q2. F is also proportional to 1 upon R square. That means force between the two charges is inversely proportional to square of distance between the two. So if you club these 1 and 2, so from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, so what do you get from 1 and 2? F is proportional to Q1 Q2 upon R square. F is proportional to Q1 Q2 upon R square, and when you remove the proportionality, you get F is equal to capital K into Q1 into Q2 upon R square. F is equal to capital K into Q1 into Q2 upon R square. Now here K is a constant. Here K is a constant. Okay, and value of K is, though it is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, and value of K numerical value is equal to 9 into 10 to the power 9. Value of K is 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square upon Coulomb square. Newton meter square upon Coulomb square. Here epsilon naught, this is called epsilon naught. Okay, all these alpha, beta, gamma, delta, theta, kappa, epsilon, all these are basically nothing but Greek alphabets. Okay, so in ancient Greece, this science was developed around 400 years ago. So when this science was developed there, they got the opportunity to name them or use symbol as per their convenience. And what did they do? They used their alphabets. Okay, so K is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. All right, epsilon naught. What is epsilon naught? Epsilon naught is permittivity. Just for your information, I am telling you, permittivity of free space. Permittivity of free space. Epsilon naught is permittivity of free space. So what we are going to do, we are going to use the value of K, which is 9 into 10 to the power 9, which is 9 into 10 to the power 9. Okay, any doubts, any question, anyone? Shams is saying, sir, why there is less gravity in other planets? Shams, actually, the gravity, try to understand, there are two things. One is gravitational force, and next thing is gravity. The gravity which you are talking here is something else, that is a byproduct, or you can say advanced version of use of gravitational force. And it is not true that gravity is lesser on all the planets. In certain planets, gravity is even more. In certain planets, gravity is even more. For example, if you talk about Jupiter, gravity is more as compared to Earth there. Okay, so we'll be talking about that later when we are going to talk about chapter gravitational force or gravitation. But remember, it is not necessary that always gravity is more or less on other planet. It depends on many things. It depends on mass of the object. It depends on radius of the object also. So here object is planet. When we are saying mass of the object and radius of the object, we are talking about mass of the planet and radius of the planet. Okay, Shams, understood? All right, let me give you a question now. Let me give you a question now. So the question is, you have one charge which is 2 coulomb and another charge that is 5 coulomb, and this distance is 2 meter. So what is the question? Find electrostatic force. Find electrostatic force. Find electrostatic force between the two charges. Between the two charges. So you need to find electrostatic force between two charges. Please find. It's a very easy question and you should answer it quickly. Now Vesna is saying, sir, why is gravitational force a conservative force? Vesna, first of all, do you know what is meaning of a conservative force? The first question that you should have asked is, what is the meaning of conservative force? Then comes the next question, that why gravitational force is a conservative force. So we'll talk about it. Let us first discuss this and then we'll talk about it. Now Mayank is asking a question, does intensity of gravitation depends on speed of rotation of planet? Actually no. See, we are not getting into details of Einstein's theory. So there are two types of explanation in physics. One are called Newtonian physics or classical physics. So classical physics is such physics in which Newton's law are fully applicable and they explain everything very well. That is called classical physics or Newtonian physics. And then comes Einstein's physics, or you can say the physics in which special theory of gravity, this relativity, that comes into picture. But the point is, if you want to apply a special theory of relativity, then the criteria is that object should be very fast moving. Very fast moving. Now, interestingly, planets move with a very fast speed. Though you don't realize it while you are sitting on Earth, that Earth is moving with a very fast speed, very fast, much faster than any plane also. Okay, but if you ignore that movement of Earth, then it does not depend on rotation of planet. It does not depend on rotation of planet. Okay. Okay, now Ankita has given answer, Saksham has given answer, and Snow has given answer. Interestingly, two answers are similar, and third answer is different in far. Okay, everyone, please pay attention. Please pay attention. So F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square. While you solve any question, everyone, the first and foremost thing which you need to do, which you should do, is write the formula. Write the formula. So K is 9 into 10 to the power 9. Q1 is 2. Q2 is 5 upon 2 square. Upon 2 square. So 5 into 2 becomes 10. So this becomes 9 by 4 into 10 to the power 10. Now 9 by 4 becomes 2.25 into 10 to the power 10 Newton. This is the answer. 2.25 into 10 raised to the power 10. Saksham, you need to correct your answer. Saksham, you need to correct your answer. Ankita, you need to give your answer up to 2.25. Okay. In this, you are not supposed to go to many large number of decimals. So when you are not going up to large number of decimals, you should give answer at least up to 2 decimal places. Okay. Okay. Now my question to you is, this force will be attractive or repulsive? The force between the two charges here will be attractive or repulsive? The force between two charges here is attractive or repulsive? Tell me. Force between the two charges is attractive or repulsive? Is it attractive or is it repulsive?
Attractive.
Attractive? Why attractive? Just for your information, everyone, like charges repel. Like charges repel, unlike charges attract. Unlike charges attract. Now, what is meaning of like charges? Like means similar type. So, if both charges are positive, there will be repulsion. If both charges are negative, there will be repulsion. But if one is positive, one is negative, then there will be attraction. Then there will be attraction. Okay. So here in this case, the force must be repulsive. So when we are saying repulsive, that means this. So this wave force will be acting on the two charges. They will be repelling each other. They will be repelling each other. Now I am giving you next question. Find minimum value of electrostatic force. Find minimum value of electrostatic force acting between. Find minimum value of electrostatic force acting between two charges kept at 1 meter separation. Okay, so you need to find the minimum value of electrostatic force acting between two charges kept at 1 meter separation. Let me give you one hint. Your answer will not be in terms of Q1 and Q2. Your answer will be a pure number. Your answer will be a pure number. There won't be any Q1, Q2, etc. Okay. Okay. Okay, enough time given. Please give me answers finally. Okay, let us pay attention. So F will be, suppose there are two charges. One is Q1 and one is Q2. And separation is given that it is 1 meter. The problem which we are facing is it is not given that how much is Q1 and how much is Q2. That is the biggest problem we are facing. So F will be K Q1 Q2 by R square. F will be K Q1 Q2 by R square. Now when you put values, you get F is equal to K into Q1 into Q2 upon 1 square, right? So you reach up to this answer which many of you had given, but after that we don't realize that what to do. After that we don't understand that now what? Now what? But the question says that we need to find minimum value of force. How much force do you want to find? Minimum. And which type of force is this? Electrostatics. So for F to be minimum, okay, Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. All right. Why? Because this is the minimum possible charge on any object which can be freely available. This is the minimum possible charge on any object. So if charge is minimum, obviously force will be minimum. If charge is minimum, then force will also be minimum. So F comes out to be, or you write it as F min for minimum. So that will be 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 into 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. And that becomes, my dear friends, 23.04 into 1938 plus 9. So that will be 10 to the power minus 27. No, 29. 10 to the power minus 29 Newton. And that can also be written as F minimum is equal to 2.304 into 10 to the power minus 28 Newton. Okay. How many of you could get this answer? Lakisha, I can see, has got the answer. Only one person. Only one person. All right. Understood, everyone? Any doubt? Any question? Any doubt? Any question? Anyone? Please tell me if you have any doubts or any questions. Please tell me if you have any doubts or any question. If you have any doubts or any question, please tell me. All right. All right. Now again some key points related to this force. So I hope you all have noted some key points. Some key. So this force depends on charge. This force depends upon charge. Okay. So if charge is there, then this force will act. If charge is not there, then this force will not act. So this force depends upon charge. Next. This force can be of two types, attractive or repulsive. This force can be of two types. This force can be of two types, attractive or repulsive. Attractive or repulsive. So this force can be attractive or this force can be repulsive. This force can be attractive or this force can be repulsive. Now in this same, like charges repel, unlike charges attract. Like charges repel, unlike charges attract. Unlike charges attract. Like charges repel, unlike charges attract. Okay. So like charges repel, unlike charges attract. Next, this force depends on medium between the charges. This force depends on medium between the charges. This force depends on medium between the charges. Okay. This force depends on medium between the charges. All right. Now what is meaning of that? That means if two charges are kept in air, force will be different. But if you keep them in water, force will change. If you put them in oil, force will change. So as the medium will keep on changing, force will also keep on changing. All right. This force will keep on changing depending on medium. Next point. It is the second strongest force in nature. It is second strongest force. It is second strongest force in nature. It is second strongest force in nature. All right. Which is the strongest force in nature? Can someone tell me? Can you please tell me, anyone?
Nuclear.
Which
Strong nuclear.
strong nuclear force? Right, very good. Strong nuclear is the strongest force in nature. Very good. Next. This is a long range force. This is a long range force. Okay. So this force can also act in a long range. This is a long range force. Next. It follows inverse square law. 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 What does it mean? That means F is proportional to 1 upon R square. So as the force is following this, that is the meaning of it follows inverse square law. It follows inverse square law. All right. Next. It is a central force. It is a central force. Okay. It is a central force. It is a conservative force. It is a conservative force. Okay. Next. It's a conservative force, central. Next. It is mediated by photon. So there is a subatomic particle called photon, or there is a particle called photon, and this force is mediated by that particle, which is photon. This force is mediated by that particle, photon. Okay. Next. It is responsible for stability of atom. It is responsible for stability of atom. So this force is basically responsible for stability of atom. Now you might ask, sir, how this force is responsible for stability of atom? So if you see, electrons revolve around the nucleus. Electrons revolve around the nucleus. Now why electrons are revolving around the nucleus? So electrons are revolving around the nucleus due to electrostatic force exerted by nucleus on the electrons. Electrons revolve around the nucleus due to electrostatic force exerted by nucleus on electron. Otherwise electron will run away. All right. So that's why we can say that this force is responsible for stability of atom. We can say that this force is responsible for stability of atom. Let me give you one more question. So please pay attention. So this is 10 microcoulomb. This is 5 microcoulomb. And this is 20 microcoulomb. This distance is 1 meter. This distance is 1 meter. And the question says find net force acting on 5 microcoulomb charge. Find net force acting on 5 microcoulomb charge. So how much force will act on 5 microcoulomb charge? You need to tell. So please solve. Shrest is saying, I think we have solved this type of question in previous class. Shrest, we solved this type of question in gravitation. You are right. But I am trying to check how much of you have learnt from previous class and still retain. How much of the previous class learning you people have been able to retain? That is the point. So suppose, enough time given, suppose this is particle 1 and this is particle 2. Now particle 1 will repel 5 microcoulomb. All three charges are same. So each one will repel each other. So first particle will repel 5 microcoulomb and it will be in this direction. So that will be F1. Now second particle will repel 5 microcoulomb. So that will be F2 and that will be in this direction. Are you getting it? I am mentioning the direction of force due to each charge. I am mentioning direction of force due to each charge. Now F1 is how much? So F1 is K into 5 mu into 20 K Q1 Q2 20 mu upon 1 square. Okay, so this is F1 and direction is towards, no, this is not F1, this is F2. Just a second. So 5 mu into 10 mu and direction is towards right. So this is F1. F2 will be how much? So K into 5 mu into 20 mu upon 1 square. And this direction will be towards left. This direction will be towards left. This direction will be towards left. All right. So basically we have found the two forces and we have found their directions also. Now you can see that their directions are opposite. Their directions are opposite. Now if directions are opposite due to two forces, we need to subtract one from another. So F net will be, I can see that F2 will be bigger. So F net will be F2 minus F1 and that will be K into 5 mu into 20 mu minus K into 5 mu into 10 mu. You can also observe that I am not doing the calculation, I am solving just like this. So K into 5 mu is common and what is left 20 mu minus 10 mu. Okay. Now which force is bigger? Obviously F2 is bigger, so direction will be in this direction. Right. So that becomes K 9 into 10 to the power 9. Now I am going to do calculation. 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 10 into 10 to the power minus 6. Okay. So 9 into 5 becomes 45. 9 into 5 becomes 45 and 10 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power minus 6 will become 10 to the power minus 12. Now 10 to the power 9, 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 2. So what we are left with is 10 to the power minus 2 Newton. And this is F net. And direction of F net is towards left. This is the answer which we are getting. This is the answer which we are getting. Can you see that, everyone? Are you also getting the same answer? And this is 45 only. This is 45 only. How many of you are getting the same answer? How you people are getting 10 to the power 9, 10 to the power 10? You did not take care of microcoulomb. You did not notice that we have given charge in microcoulomb. Microcoulomb means micro. This is called micro. And micro means 10 to the power minus 6. Micro means 10 to the power minus 6. So you did not take care of that. Shrest, now you tell me. You were saying that similar type of question we have solved. See how people are making mistakes in same type of question. Suresh, can you see that? Suresh, can you see? Everyone understood? If you have understood, please write yes, sir. If you have understood, please write yes, sir. If you have understood, please write yes, sir. Good, good, good. Maria, you are saying no, sir. What is the question? What is the doubt? Please ask, Maria. Maria, what is your doubt? Do not hesitate. Please ask. You can unmute yourself and speak. Maria. Maria, please tell what is your doubt.
Sir, the last part.
In calculation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Let me explain that also. In maths, there is a thing called adding powers. So suppose a to the power x into a to the power y. Okay. So when base is same, powers get added. So that becomes a to the power x plus y. Because the base is same, a in both the cases, right? Base is a. Now here if you see, we have 10 to the power 9 minus 6 minus 6, and this can be written as 10 to the power 1. This can be written as 10 to the power 1, so plus 1. So what do you conclude here? 10 to the power, now this will be 10 to the power 9 plus 1 is 10 minus 12. So that will be 10 to the power minus 2. Now understood, Maria?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. Whenever anyone is facing any difficulty, do not hesitate. Do not hesitate and ask. All right. We all are learning here. And the quicker we learn, that is better. Okay. When you learn things at the beginning, that will help you till the last day. If you don't ask, then you will remain with the doubt and then you learn very slow. Okay. I want you to be a fast learner, everyone. All right, let us move further. So this was our electrostatic force. Now we are moving towards strong nuclear force. Strong nuclear. So please write strong nuclear force. Strong nuclear force. So this is the force which acts between nucleons. Okay. So this force is responsible. I am writing point by point. This force is responsible for stability of nucleus. Okay, so we have nucleus, and for that nucleus this force is responsible for the stability. This force is responsible for the stability of nucleus. Okay, so if this force is not there, then nucleus will not be stable, and if nucleus is not stable, then about whom electron will revolve, and then atom will not exist. All right, so keep that thing in mind. This force acts between nucleons. This force acts between nucleons. Okay, so this force acts between nucleons. Now question arises is, what are nucleons? So nucleons are the particle, or you can say subatomic particle, which are found inside nucleus. So nucleons are the subatomic particles which are found inside nucleus. Okay, so nucleons are the subatomic particles which are found inside nucleus. For example, protons and neutrons. Protons and neutrons are collectively called as nucleons. Protons and neutrons are collectively called as nucleons. Okay. Next. Now, if you look closely, so basically this force acts between proton, neutron, and proton-neutron, right? This strong nuclear force, if you look closely, if you analyze, then you realize that it acts between proton, neutron, and proton-neutron. Correct? Now protons are positive, so it is acting between positive charges also. Neutron both are neutral, there is no charge, so it is acting between them also. And proton, one is positive, neutron, other one is neutral, it is acting between them also. That means this force does not depend on charge. Okay, so this force does not depend on charge. So basically, if something is there in nucleus, this force will act on that. Okay. So this force does not depend on charge. It will act between neutral particles also, charged particle also, and between neutral and charged also. All right. Next. This is a non-conservative force. Okay. So this force is a non-conservative force. Next. This force does not follow inverse square law. Or you can write, it does not follow inverse square law. Okay. It is not a central force. It is not a central force. Okay. It is a short range force. Now, how much is the range? So the range order is of 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Please remember, the size of nucleus is of order 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Size of nucleus is of order 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Okay, remember that. So only when an object is within the nucleus, then only this force will act. If object is outside the nucleus, then this force will not act or cannot act. Remember that. This is the strongest force in nature. This is the strongest force. This is the strongest force in nature. Okay, so remember that this force is the strongest force in nature. This is the strongest force in nature. All right. So what is interesting about this force? It will act in a very small region within the nucleus, but within the nucleus, this is the strongest. Correct? अपनी गली का हीरो है ये. So this force acts between or within a very small region, but in that region it is the strongest. In that region it is the strongest. Okay, mind it. So it is the strongest force in nature. Now just to tell you, it is 100 times stronger than electrostatic force. It is 100 times stronger than, it is 100 times stronger than strong electrostatic force. It is 100 times stronger than electrostatic force. Okay. Okay. It is mediated by, it is mediated by pi meson. This symbol is called pi. Okay, this symbol is called pi. You must have seen also pi. So it is mediated by pi meson. It is mediated by pi meson. All right. All right. The good thing about this force is that no such specific formula is there for this. So you don't need to memorize any formula and you don't need to do any calculations also. All right. But be very clear, if suppose any object is outside the nucleus, then this force suddenly becomes extremely weak. It is the strongest only within the, it is the strongest only within the nucleus. Mind it. Okay. All right. So now we are moving towards the fourth force fundamental, which is weak nuclear force. Acha, when does this force act? Strong nuclear force. So this is acting on the subatomic particles while they are in the nucleus. Okay. This force acts on the subatomic particles while those subatomic particles are in the nucleus. All right. Good. Let us move further. Weak nuclear force. Weak nuclear force. Next force. And last also. Weak nuclear force. So what is the weak nuclear force? What is the weak nuclear force? So it is the force which acts between subatomic particles during numerical reactions. It is the force, it is the force which acts between, it is the force which acts between subatomic particles, subatomic particles during during nuclear reactions. Okay. So when nuclear reactions occur, then this force acts. Okay. If nuclear reactions are not occurring, then this force will not act. All right. So this comes into picture only when nuclear reactions are occurring, only when nuclear reactions are happening. Okay. So this is a good thing about this force. So it is a force which acts between subatomic particles during nuclear reaction. Okay. Now you can see its name is weak nuclear force, right? So is it the weakest force? Yes, no. Its name is weak nuclear force. So is it the weakest? Can someone tell me? Yes, no.
Second weakest.
Huh? Second weakest. Yes, you are right. So which one is the weakest?
First one. First force.
Gravitational force.
Gravitational force.
Yes. So call it gravitational force. All right. You are right. Absolutely correct. So please keep your mic on mute. I can hear my echo. Okay, thank you. So it is the force which acts between subatomic particles during nuclear reactions. It is the second weakest force. Second weakest force in nature. Okay. Weakest one is gravitational. We know that. It is the shortest range force. It is the shortest range force. Okay. So range of strong nuclear is small, 10 to the power minus 15 meter, that small, but this is even smaller than that. So it is the shortest range force. And how much is the range? 10 to the power minus 16 meters. Please remember this data. This data can be directly asked in questions, exams. All right. So please remember that. So it is the shortest range force. It is the shortest range force. It is a non-conservative force. It is a non-conservative force. Okay, so this force is non-conservative force. It is a non-conservative force. It is not a central force. It is not a central force. Okay. It does not follow inverse square law. 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 Okay. It does not follow inverse square law. All right. It is mediated by. It is mediated by. It is mediated by boson. So there was a scientist called Satyendra Nath Bose. So we had one scientist long ago. His name was Satyendra Nath Bose. Satyendra Nath Bose was such a high level scientist that he worked with Einstein, Albert Einstein, and he gave the Bose-Einstein condensate. So basically they both gave a theory together. So to acknowledge his efforts, to give him respect, this particle or one particle is called boson. One particle is called boson. So that is to respect him. Okay. Today after the class you can do one thing. Few years ago there was something called, scientists discovered something called God particles. God particle. You need to read about it on internet, that what was God particle. Okay, you search about it and read about it. Search about it and read about it. Okay, there also you will find something interesting. So search about it. Search and read. All right, so this is homework. This is homework. All right. All right. So these are the points related to our 4 fundamental forces. Okay. Now, if we arrange all the particles as per their strength, so strength of fundamental forces, strength of fundamental forces. So strongest is strong nuclear, then comes electrostatic, then comes weak nuclear, and the weakest one is, poor fellow, gravitation. And the weakest is gravitation. All right. So this is on the basis of their strength. On the basis of strength. Now on the basis of range. So range of fundamental forces. Range of fundamental forces. So let us arrange on the basis of range. So if you are arranging on the basis of range, first one will be gravitation. First one will be gravitational, or you can say gravitation, both are fine. Then comes electrostatic. So this force, if you see, it is occupying the second position from both sides. So electrostatic. Third is strong nuclear. Third is strong nuclear. And the smallest range is that poor chap, weak nuclear. Weak nuclear force. All right. Please note this and remember this also. Please note this and remember this. All right. Okay. Please note. Please note. Any doubt, any questions? Any doubt, any question, anyone? All right. So let me give you a question for practice on electrostatic force. So just a practice question. Please pay attention and solve it. Question. This is minus 10 microcoulomb. This is minus 5 microcoulomb. And this is 20 microcoulomb. This distance is 1 meter and this distance is 1 meter. Question says find net force on Find net force on -5 microcoulomb charge. So how much will be the net force? That we need to find out. That we need to find out. Please solve, everyone. Please solve. Sabira is saying, what is a conservative force? Okay. Now there are two things. Either we can discuss this or we can talk about what is a conservative force, because we have limited time. Sabira, you will discuss conservative force in the next class. Okay. Otherwise, this question will be left and I don't want to leave this in between. Okay. So now try to understand, everyone. This -10, I am calling this as 1 and this as 2. Charge number 1, charge number 2. And they are exerting force on -5 microcoulomb. So this -10 and -5, they both are of same type. Correct? So what -10 microcoulomb charge will do? It will repel. Correct? So if it is repelling, force will be F1 and the direction of force is shown. The direction of force is shown, which is away from the -10 microcoulomb charge. Now if you talk about -5 and 20, so both are unlike charges. So what 20 will do? It will attract. So attract means it will pull -5 towards it. So F2 will be again in the direction of F1. Now pay attention. Once you have identified the direction, now you don't need to take the minus plus sign. You take only plus sign and solve it. Okay. So F1 will be how much? K into 10 micro into 5 micro upon 1 square. And let me write it as K into 50 micro square, and direction is towards right. Okay. Whenever you are dealing with a vector quantity, what you need to do? You need to write its magnitude, that means value. And second thing, you need to write its direction, and that will be sufficient. Now let us talk about F2. So F2 is how much? So K into 20 mu into 5 mu upon 1 square. So 20 into 5 will be 100. So this becomes K into 100 into mu square, and direction is towards right. So both forces are in same direction. You and your friend both are pushing a car in same direction. So car will move faster, force will be added. So F net will be F1 plus F2. So that will be K into 50 into mu square plus K into 100 into mu square. So that becomes K into 150 into mu square. So K is nothing but 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 150 into mu square will be 10 to the power minus 12, because mu is 10 to the power minus 6. So 10 to the power minus 6 into 10 to the power minus 6 will be 10 to the power minus 12. Correct. So 15 into 9 becomes 135. So 135 into 10 to the power minus 2. So this becomes 1.35 Newton, and direction is towards right. Direction is towards right. How many of you got this answer? How many of you have got this answer? Please tell. How many of you have got this answer? So Rishit is saying 1350. Rishit is saying 1350 into 10 to the power minus 3. That will become, Rishit, only 1.35. Okay. Shay, your answer, you need to check. It is not correct. Shay. Okay. And Shabira, you remind me in the next class, we'll first and foremost discuss that what is a conservative force. Okay. It's a normal simple thing. It is not a big deal. All right. Simple definition it is. Okay, everyone. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate and ask. Otherwise, we are going to meet in next class whenever it is. Okay. Any doubt, any question? If you have doubt, please write yes, sir. If you have no doubt, please write no, sir. Any doubt, any question? All right. Thank you so much.